Good afternoon, everyone. It's July, what, 15th. So, um, a couple days ago, I heard something that I've been kind of sitting on and thinking about, and it's kind of troubling. Actually, it's very troubling. And, well, I'm going to talk to you about that today. I listened to a news type cast, religious type cast, Israeli News Live. I know. Why are you listening to Jews? I know. But listen, in order to understand, um, I'm not going to call them my enemy, not at least not the people there at Israeli News Live. But you have to understand people. You have to understand their mindset. And in order to do that, you have to listen to them. Well, anyway, it was a really brief, short video. And he was talking about how a bunch of rabbis, influential rabbis, are calling for the Jewish people to come back to Israel. And he said it does not matter if you have to live in a tent in Sumeria. Those were their words, Sumeria. Now, in my opinion, the use of that word was a cryptic message. And, I've talked about this topic some, but I really haven't really talked a whole lot about it. And that is the idea that um, we're about to see um, a secondary miniature solar system interacting with our own. And one of the signs that was given for this being a close reality, meaning in very short order, was the rabbis there in Israel would be calling for the Jews to come home. And they called it Samaria. Come home, even if you have to live in a tent in Samaria. And there's this dude named Gil Gerard, I believe his name is. And he's a person that's pretty well connected. Pretty, he knows a lot of people in these observatories. And he's been talking about this for some time now. And as far as I can tell, he hadn't put any dates on it until in the last 6 months. And I went and checked out his website and all that. And then we heard earlier, back a couple months ago, we heard that one of the reasons people were being quarantined or forced to stay inside is because a comet was supposed to hit our planet. That didn't happen. Maybe it was a misunderstanding. And by the way, we do have some meteors or comets or something like that whizzing past us in the next couple of days, and yet even more later on this month, which was another one of those signs. Was we'd see increased um, space activity, near Earth objects, these kinds of things. We have. Um, And this whole coronavirus thing, they have to understand by now that most people with any kind of brain, anyone worthy of survival, um, would would see through this by now because they've changed the story so much. They've really the whole point was to really confuse the stupid, and they've done a good job. They've done a good job. So what this dude expects is for a large planetary body, roughly 7 to 10 times the diameter Earth, to pass by us. We're not going to crash into each other, but there will be a plasma discharge, according to him, when this planetary body, or these planetary bodies, they get closer to us, um, supposedly between us and the sun. The discharge of plasma is what will it will fry everything. And if you're not underground when this happens, and if you live in the area that the discharge happens, you're gonna die vaporized. Everything um, this plasma touches will vaporize. It'd be so hot. I don't know if it's true or not, but them them calling the Jews back to Israel, and the increased space debris, all this stuff added up. It seemed like it really is a good possibility um, that that's going to happen. And the reason why Israel, or the people there, believe that they're the chosen people is because that's one of the safest places on the planet when this happens. And that's why he's calling, or they're calling, all the Jews to come home. Um, there are other safe places, but Israel is the safest planet, and that's where, or safest place on this planet, and that's where they get this whole idea that they're the chosen people, but really it was the Sumerians that were the chosen people, and well, we're gonna find out pretty soon if it's true or not. But don't be afraid. No matter what happens, don't be afraid. It serves um, no purpose. Fear. I mean, we could collapse and live the Mad Max lifestyle for a little while until some other dickhead gets in his mind that he needs to rule over everybody. But I can tell you this: shit's going down. And if you didn't heed the warnings of people like Richie from Boston and myself and other prepping based channels, you're gonna have a rough time, man. You're gonna have a real rough time. Hell, with the preparations, we're gonna have a real rough time. Our plants aren't gonna grow properly for a while. There's just a whole bunch of side effects from from what they say is going to happen. And then they had the side effects of of a collapsing civilization, diminished services, and this is already taking place. My internet is getting slower and slower. Our water quality is diminishing. So either way it goes, even without this mini solar system or star system interacting with our own, we're the world, the whole world, it's in pretty serious trouble. Now, how long is it going to be until people walk away from them nuclear power plants and get their families packed in their car and the fuck down the road? How long? This whole thing is unraveling very quickly. Yeah, I've done my best to prepare my family, our bodies, but let's be honest, there's not really any real preparations for seeing some of the things that we will see. It will scar our minds forever. So, when basically the overall message of this video is this: when the rabbis start calling the Jews home, you know some shit's getting ready to go down. Till next time, kill the state, live free.